Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Breguet reference 5157 Classique Ultra Thin. You can see this 18-karat yellow gold ultra thin automatic watch and buy it on our website watchyouwant.com. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner at any time to see our full listing for this watch, with additional accessories included, high-resolution images, and naturally complete pricing information. Now, on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this watch truly lives up to its name. Ultra thin. In fact, it's only 5.5 millimeters thick, and that in spite of automatic winding. Now, across the round of the case, the watch is approximately 38.5 millimeters, not including the crown, and from lug to lug, it's likewise compact, 45 millimeters from extremity to extremity. Now, the watch wears very light and very flat on the wrist. It's almost wafer-like, and despite being 5.5 millimeters thick, it actually feels even thinner. And because of the domed bezel, you can easily slide this one underneath any kind of tight sleeve or dress cuff. There is literally no sleeve, no matter how tight, this watch will not clear. Now, it does have wonderfully traditional straight retaining bars, not spring bars in this case, because these are high-grade threaded lugs, and each strap end is actually retained by screws for utmost security. Threading the lug is a more expensive way to make a watch, but it's becoming of a brand of the stature of Breguet. Now, what does surprise is just how substantial this strap is. It's bolstered on both sides, so it actually swells as it approaches the case. The strap itself is almost as thick as the case, but it feels wonderfully substantial in the hand. Now, the pin buckle, like the lugs, is held in by a screwed member, threaded on both sides. It is remarkably secure and also quite handsome. It's anything but a default design, nicely made, and a good complement to the watch, very traditional in its profile and easy to adjust on the fly. The case and the dial feature many Breguet signatures. Now, the modern look of the Breguet brand is essentially the aesthetic of Breguet-era pocket watches translated into a wristwatch format, and some of that language takes place starting with the outer circumference of the case, the coined edges. Now, these are cold rolled into the metal and then hand finished for precision. It's a beautiful way to make a case. Also, like the lugs, it's the more expensive way to make a watch, but again, completely appropriate to the brand. You can also see how this watch is effectively all dial. The bezel blends away, almost falls away completely. It's just a golden halo about a silvered solid gold dial with extensive rose-lathe guilloche. Now, guilloche is distinct from hand carving in that it's performed by guiding a rose lathe by hand. So it's effectively a combination of man and machine, but it's a very old technique that's used to create a beautiful effect here with a gorgeous hobnail style clou de Paris at center, and then there's a beautiful cut that defines the hour track with its stylized Roman numerals. You can also see the secret signature, part of the modern Breguet aesthetic, about the Roman numeral 12 at the top of the dial, and there's also a gorgeous dimpled pattern about the outer circumference surrounding the minute track. A very handsome watch, very traditional, but this watch is beautifully integrated in the sense that it takes the best of the styling elements from Breguet's lifetime and incorporates them beautifully into a modern automatic watch. And of course, the coup de grace is the Breguet-style oxidized blue hands at center. Now, turning the watch over, you can see what's known as the Breguet caliber 5023. Now, you can see it's clearly related to the Breguet P71, an exceptionally thin automatic winding movement, but this one's upgraded in several respects over the classical Breguet P71. For one, it operates at a higher beat rate, 21,600 vibrations per hour versus 18,000 on the original P70 and P71. This one also features a more sophisticated and resilient free sprung balance for greater long-term precision. It's easier to set and easier to hold its regulation because there isn't any way that shock-induced timing variations can change the chronometric precision of the watch. Now, you can see some of the hallmarks of the P70 and P71 architecture. Namely, you can see the open barrel, also the partial rotor, not quite a micro rotor, not quite a full rotor. It sits principally in the same plane as all of the other bridges, including the keyless works, which you can see it carefully avoids, and it allows the watch to be exceptionally thin, the movement itself being only 2.4 millimeters thick, despite being fully jeweled, 35 jewels. This is an exceptionally handsome Beautifully finished movement. It also has an inherent beauty to its architecture, and it's a perfect complement to an ultra-thin watch. You can see this Breguet ultra-thin, reference 5157 Classique in 18 karat yellow gold, and purchase it on our website, watchyouwant.com.